Preserve your legacy. Why trust services are right for you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Christina Dell'Aquila. I'm a Senior Relationship Manager for AAFMAA Wealth Management and Trust. Today, we'll be talking about preserving your legacy and how trust services can work for everyone. These services tie into our greater mission here at AAFMAA Wealth Management and Trust. We're the premier provider of financial planning, investment management, and trust services to the American Armed Forces community. While trust services are the core focus of today's webinar, we can work in other areas of your financial life too. In fact, we are a wholly owned subsidiary of the American Armed Forces Mutual Aid Association, proudly serving America's armed forces since 1879. AAFMAA is a not-for-profit, tax-exempt 501c23 member-owned mutual aid association offering life insurance to all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces and their families. AAFMAA Wealth Management Trust is one of the two fully owned AAFMAA subsidiaries. Our sister division, AAFMAA Mortgage Services, offer mortgages, home construction, and financing too. Now, before we get into trust services, we have some quick disclaimers. This is not specific investment or tax advice. We provide innovative, personalized, and lifestyle approach financial services that are bound by a fiduciary standard. Any advice or service we offer must be in the best interest of the client, including this webinar presentation. Now on to our webinar for the day. When most people hear the phrase trust fund, they tend to think of high net worth individuals only. But in reality, everyone can benefit from a trust. I get a fair amount of questions from both clients and coworkers alike about trust and why they are so important. I usually tell them it comes down to leaving your loved ones with a smooth transition that's free from unexpected hassles when times get difficult, and they will eventually get difficult. A trust also offers confidence and peace of mind, knowing our professionals will carry out your vision for your family as directed. You work hard for your money. Why shouldn't you consider what happens to it later? Consider your legacy. With the right trust, you control the destination of where your money is going for future generations. Working with a trust company that's exclusively focused on the military community also has added benefit. We understand the rigors associated with military life. Do you have someone capable of managing your trust when the time comes? We can serve as your trustee, but first, let's take a look at some of the reasons behind why trusts are beneficial. Trusts are great at preserving assets for future generations. When it comes to asset distribution, trusts detail how assets will pass in a very clear percentages, dollar values, or set number of years for distribution. When you have assets in the trust is the owner, not the individual. This is useful against creditors who may seek to collect payments. Trusts also protect against complicated family dynamics. This can include things like divorce and alimony, or even provisions that cover a child's inheritance too. When it comes to professionally managed investment decisions, we are experts in considering future generations. We consider ages, family size, aggressive or conservative investment styles based on the intent of the trust. So which type of trust do you trust? There are many to consider. Here are a few of the more common types used and what we can administer at AAFMAA Wealth Management Trust. Don't worry if some of these seem confusing. We will help you pick the right one. But this begs to question, why invest with AAFMAA Wealth Management and Trust? In a word, exclusivity. We only serve the military community, both retired and active duty, including military families like yours. We do have a few limitations as a trust company, like we cannot hold any physical commodities like gold or other tangible property like art. We also cannot assume the role of trustee for trusts that include rental properties. Our primary focus is working with military families to manage investable assets for the long-term benefit of the beneficiaries. No matter what trust you may need, we can administer and manage your assets to exact specifications, including payments as directed by the trust, exercising discretionary distribution powers, protecting your assets according to your intentions, communicating regularly with beneficiaries, maintaining comprehensive records, preparing required record statements, and submitting tax returns. As a thank you for serving our country, we offer a complimentary discussion about your personal trust needs and how we can help down the road. You can reach us by any of the means here on the next slide. As we wrap up, thank you again for taking the time to watch our webinar on trust and estate planning. If you have any questions or are interested in learning more about AAFMAA Wealth Management Trust, you can contact me through the following means here. And lastly, but certainly not least, our company's disclosures. Thank you again for your attention today, and I look forward to answering future questions about your financial needs.